Hello and welcome to a bit more Sailwind. Now, Sailwind has gotten another update since we played last time. Also, apparently the game volume is a bit quiet, I think. Hold on 1 second. I'll put that up to 100. And then I can turn it back down for Minecraft later. So, in chat, we've currently got Wasted Tries. Hello, Wasted Tries. Welcome. So, yeah, in the new update, I briefly looked over the patch notes, and it added things like resolution settings and light effect settings and bug fixes and stuff like that, which is really good because I did have to run it at a low resolution for it to run smoothly for me on my virtual machine. And previously I had to do that by launching the VM in windowed mode in a low resolution, then launching the game in full screen mode in the VM, then setting the VM to full screen mode, thus forcing the game window to be stretched to that resolution while still actually rendering at the low resolution. But now it's a setting in the game. Yes. So, I'm unsure if the volume is good or not, because I can't hear anything at the moment except a very quiet plop just then. So, let's have a look, actually. Yeah, tab and then this. So we are currently at Al Nilem. Volume seems good. Okay, good. We're currently at Al Nilem on the top left. And now we'll see where... I mean, we already bought a bit of food and water. So now we'll see where the next lot of cargo is going. Actually, maybe we should have a quick look at the wind direction as well, because it'll be a lot easier to go to an island that's directly in the direction the wind's currently blowing than not. So, the wind is blowing from pretty much from directly west, so blowing directly east. That is not where I wanted to go. I wanted... Okay, well, at least that's a bit refreshing. Right, so anything that's going pretty much east would be good. And I think looking at the... Actually, this has a map in it, doesn't it? Yes, good. So if we went to Gold Rock City, that is going pretty much due east. And then we can have a look and see if they added any new stuff there as well. So that sounds like a good plan. Pick up as much stuff as we can to go to Gold Rock City. And then there we go. So, copper. Let's accept that first. And then we'll see how much capacity we've got left on the boat. Although this doesn't... I'm not sure if there really is copper in there, because this seems very light to carry. So, unsure about that. No, wait, this is... So rotate like that, and then... Wait a minute, Q? Yeah, Q to rotate the other way. So drop that there. Hello, Kango Fango. Welcome. Yeah, I didn't feel like facecam today. Hold on, weren't there 3 boxes just now? I thought there were 3. I think someone might have stolen a box. Either that or there were 2 boxes all along. If only we had some sort of recording. Right, I think it might be better if I stored these boxes like that, actually. Or at least... Oh. Nah, I can storm on top of each other, and I can still walk back there to get to the winch. They also updated the graphics of the sail and to look a bit better when furled. It said in the patch notes, so that's good. Right. Now, what other stuff is going to... Hold up. 1 second. There we go. There we go. What other... Gold Rock City Mail. Mount 1. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Hi there, wasted tries, too. Oh, wait, there are 2 of you. I had no idea. I thought you were 1 and unique. Okay, so mail goes there. Now I seem to recall that how the amount of jobs you can accept at any one time is tied to your reputation. So I don't know if they would allow me to accept more cargo in one go. Dates. 3 dates. Yeah, not enough reputation. Okay. In which case, that's pretty much it. Although, I do quickly want to have another... Actually, you know what? No. Let's not waste any more time. We've got plenty... We already bought water and food. Though, I suppose I should probably have another little stock of my stores before we set off. But I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we've got that. We've got more water. We've got this, which has plenty of food in it. And right. So let's cast off. And then I'll rechat once we're underway. Okay. Okay. F, winch. Okay, let's just go ahead and drop the sail right on. Ooh, what's that? Your boat's directly facing the wind. Turn the boat. Yes, I know. I know. But look, there's an indicator. Hold on, if I recall correctly, you can... let me just quickly pull the sail back up again. Because if I recall correctly, you can push the boat from the outside a little bit, right? If you press F, just to get it unstuck. Yeah, like that. If you hold F, there we go. And I obviously didn't want it to sail away on its own before I'm on board. There we go. Now, this. Down, please. And now, can we just about grab the wind a little bit? Just a little bit, maybe. Hold on. This is a little tricky. Although, maybe I can push the boat a little bit if I just walk against the side. Does this work? This might actually be working. Because this is like using Unity's physics engine. So if I just push against this a little bit, I can actually push the boat by pushing against the the stuff inside. Like I'm walking against the thing. Okay. Now, hard to port, and we need to be heading pretty much directly east. A tiny bit south, east. Well, we can see the big rock of Gold Rock City right there. So, time to give ourselves as much wind as we can catch. Actually, pull it a little bit more. Just like that. There we go. That's set up properly. Oh, look at how fast we're going, because we're going directly with the wind. Some might even say we're gone with the wind. So now time to read chat. Right. With the try says, if we are more than one, we are unaware of it. We prefer to think of all the tries, collectively, wasted or not, as a kind of hive mind, and therefore singular. Well, you say that, but if you look at, like, the Borg, for example, like, obviously it varies depending on the episode and the writer and so on, but like, even from their first appearance, they they claim that, oh yes, one hive mind, and they all share one mind, and yet they don't say I am Borg. They say we are the Borg, which does indicate plural and thus more than one mind. So even though hive mind, yes, I think it might be more that they are all linked together, because later in Voyager you do also hear all the different voices, so they do all have their different voices still. So it's not just one mind controlling all those bodies, it's just that the minds are more linked. So it's a little different than what people might expect firstly. Look at how far we've already come. Maybe I should pick this up and drop it slightly further to the left, because the wind is pushing from the right, and so just to balance ourselves out a little bit more. Any tries that are not a part of the collective will be assimilated. Ah yes, of course. Will their technological and cultural distinctiveness be added to your own? And resistance is futile, eh? Although now I can't... Well, actually, no, I can't get past there. That's nice. Look, there's another boat in the distance there. I like that they have the... I think they made the player's collider thinner, because I can actually walk past there, and I don't think that I was able to do that previously. Also, let's have a little bit of whatever this stuff is. And a little bit of water. And then fill that. Back in the inventory. And I'd say we're making good progress. So which direction is that? That's pretty much directly south, facing like this. And now we're almost directly north of that island, and that island pretty much has to be Isle of Clearmind, because Neverdin is too far away, I'd say. Yeah, that's where we departed from. That's Isle of Clearmind there, which means we've gone that distance there. So my character is about to get very tired, which is unfortunate because it's daytime, and I want to... Actually, the sun is going down a bit, so let's wait until we are further towards the night before we go to sleep. Right. Kango says, maintaining balance by shifting weight is also something I've done in another game. It was SnowRunner with the crane. Yes. Wasted Try says, their distinctiveness consists largely of a set of coordinates and links to different textures. We are hoping to avoid too many draw calls after all this assimilation. I mean, yes, true. Although, I mean, maybe you could build some fancy new quantum computers, and then have those run through all the different permutations and probabilities of coordinate positions to then select the ones that are actually true from. That might be faster than calculating them all out separately. Interesting. In real sailing, it's usually necessary to try to keep an even keel, literally, not just an idiomatic expression. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. Alright, pbrborcube.tga. I don't think that's a link. That sounds interesting, but keep in mind, we are just a bunch of triangles. I mean, if you think about it, aren't we all just a bunch of triangles? Well, actually, some of us are squares, but even the squares are made of triangles, so... Feels nice to be making good progress in this game, because it does sometimes feel like the wind is blowing directly away from your destination, no matter which way you approach it. But actually having the wind cooperate for once is a good thing. That's still set correctly. Now the question is, when it does get to nighttime, should I sleep and let the boat carry on its merry way? Because that is still quite far away. Or should I pull up the sails? I'm tempted to just let the boat carry on its way because the wind is currently blowing in that direction and I don't really want to waste that. Because it could shift. Look, that's where we came from. There's little palm trees over there. Oh. It's telling me that, okay, you better sleep. I'm gonna wait a little bit more. We've got loaded again. Oh, what if we got loaded again? Sorry. We got loaded some copper and some mail. Definitely copper. Also coconut ale? No. Mail. I wanted to also get dates, but well, let's just say that my captain character is still single, so that didn't work out. I wonder if they have a plan on adding sea monsters to this. Okay, I think I will lock the wheel. Well, actually I will straighten it out a little bit more. And then I will... Hold on. Yeah, I'll lock it like that. Gotcha. Yeah, Nessie should definitely be added in this in an update. She finally found a passage connecting Loch Ness to the open seas. I mean, she already had a passage though. That's how the Don Blech got in there in the first place. Wasn't that the thing? Nessie? Right, yeah, I think let's go sleep now. Actually, I think I should probably move this barrel over slightly. Nope, that's not what I wanted to. Drop the barrel there. And then I can walk over to the hammock and rest. So yeah, let's rest. Brilliant character design on her, gotta say. Yes, and also a bit frightening. Frightening, yeah. What do you think of the Ditniks? Okay, get up and let's have a look and see where we are. Hold on. Tab, lantern, use. And let's have a look out front. Can you see anything? I can't. Well, let me turn the brightness. Oh! We have gotten closer. In fact, we've gotten quite a bit closer. We've gotten close to the point where I really should pull up the sails. Because if I turn the camera a little bit to the right like that, then you can... Actually, you know what? No, I don't have to turn... I wanted to sleep some more. But actually, using... Is the wind still... Yeah, the wind's still blowing in a good direction. I think that... I think we can... Hold on, does the... Oh, I think the... Look, the lantern's attached to the camera, so if I move the camera like this, the lantern light's coming from here. Ooh. Dramatic. Right. I will quickly turn the lantern off, because I'll need to be piloting from the outside a bit. But yeah, you can see the cliffs on the left there if I turn the camera. So that was actually pretty pretty perfect timing with the resting. But I do find the thought of actually being frightened of her funny, so it's kind of a 50-50 deal of equally being funny and frightening. Ditniks. Yeah, they were fun too, with their song. Ach, wie ist es fein, ein Mensch zu sein. Yes. But weren't they Ditniks, though? Ditniks, yeah. And they were singing about how lovely it is to be a human. As in, like, they would love to be a human because it's so lovely. Or are the Ditniks a human subspecies? Maybe? I honestly have no idea. Probably not. They definitely have some sort... I think they're probably related to pufferfish because they can inflate themselves. Because they weren't human, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, yes. But I need to turn the sail a little bit this way. Just sort of like that. I think that's catching the wind a bit better. If anything, I could do with a little bit more. Yep, that's caught it pretty well. Right, and just on the left there, on the left top left corner of the screen, you can see the fortress walls of the settlement here. So I'm going to do a little bit of a port turn. And just sort of meander in this direction. Which, yes, I know we're not on a river, so technically it's not meandering. Then let this go a little bit more like that. Hop on the steering wheel. That almost looks like a sphinx, like the rock, like with the head and the snout and the front paws and things, and the back going off to the right. Either that or it's a really big nose, like that would have been attached on the left there, and that big bulbous shape is the nostrils, and then the point of the nose just goes off to the right. Need to turn a little bit to port. Kang says, pufferfish. Though Lanky Kong from Donkey Kong 64 also had the ability to inflate himself for short periods of time. Not heard of that character myself. Oh yes, true about the nose. Is the moon out? Yes, it's full moon, look. That's why you can see so well. Also, let's do a little bit more drinking. And also, let's take this and let's eat that. And then I'll take one of these things and keep that on me as well, because I might as well keep one in my inventory ready to go. Oh, hello, Mr. W, welcome. Where are we sailing today then? Well, we're just approaching the port of Big Rock City. So if I show you the map, we've come from Al Nilem on the left, and because we had an easterly wind, we took a bunch of cargo that goes to Gold Rock City, and so we're just approaching that port now. And there has been yet another update since the last stream. So they added a whole bunch of good settings related stuff, but also visual fixes and stuff like that. So like the graphics for the furled sail is supposed to be improved, which, I mean, it looks good. So, I mean, this isn't the furled sail, but you know what I mean. Wait, is it? Wait, if you furl the sail. Wait, no, if you hoist the sail, that means you tie it up. If you furl it, is that the same as furling it? I get the terms mixed up. Because unfurling means you drop it, right? And furling means you raise it and you tie it up, right? Kang says, yeah, I was wondering why the land masses were so brightly lit. Hello, yes. This ain't a fortified in islandular prison complex. Is it? Also, can you please make a note of the time, Kango? Yes, the clock, the time, thank you. Twice. Right. It's probably not a prison complex, but it might be a prison complex. Oh! The moon just set behind the island there. That's why it's now much darker here. Either that or I drove behind it, so... Right. Now I don't want to run aground on that sandbar there. So I'm going to turn a little bit to starboard. And now I think we're safe to turn to port and head in for the docks there. And we'll see how good I'm going to be at docking. Because I mean, I can probably line it up pretty well from the side that we're approaching now. Though I can't really see much of anything. Sounds like the sails not catching that well on the current angle. Scrap the paper too. Noted in scrap paper too. Right. Thank you. Right. So, getting quite close to the dock. Turning to starboard. Straightening out. Now I need to raise the sail. Come on. Nope, not the box. I'm in the sail. Come on. Raise it. Raise it like the roof. Okay, and now I need to grab the thingy and tie it up to that. Now I need to grab the other thingy, the mooring rope. And I need to tie that up to here. And now, actually, yeah, let's have a quick look. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Let's turn that off because I don't want to waste it. Right, nice. Whoops, that's less nice. Hold on, get on board. There we go. Now grab this. Now the office, if I recall, was back here. Oh yeah, there we go. Mr. W says, does this game market itself as being an accurate sailing sim? Because if so, I know someone who might be into it. Yeah, it is a really like physics-wise, it's a really accurate simulation, and like map-wise as well, because you've got the local map, which is this area, and even though like this is a flat map here, the islands raise and lower into the water to simulate a horizon as it changes. And you get changing wind patterns and strengths, you get storms and stuff like that. And also, the stars in the night sky you can use them to navigate by. And also there are different areas that you can travel between over the open ocean. Like if I go into missions and click on world map, actually that's not... I can't show you that at the moment, but there are different areas that are separated by a vast amount of ocean that you can travel between, and I do need to sleep. I did... Yeah, I sold stuff. Yeah, and the positions of the stars in the sky, and also where the sun rises and sets and where the moon rises and sets, all of that changes depending on your latitude and longitude. Like you can, because you can get a chronometer which basically tells you the time of a specific port, and then you can make notes of at what time the sun rises. Like if the sunrise is directly in sync with your chronometer, say at, I don't know, 5 in the morning or something like that, then you know that you're on the same latitude, right? Because longitude are the horizontal lines and latitudes are the vertical lines, right? On a globe, right? So then you know that you're on the same vertical line as this port. But if the sun rises like a couple minutes sooner than what it says on the chronometer, then you know that you're further east of it. And then you can also use the positions of the stars to determine how far north or south you are. So yeah, the game has all of that stuff. Right, so before we pick up more missions, how much money? Oh, I got a bit more money. So let's see if there's anything new in town. I know that you can do customization stuff over here, I think, but I have nowhere near enough money for that. Also, let's read chat. Steam page, thanks. You're welcome. That sounds cool, especially the star navigation. Maybe I'll have to try this. Yeah, it is fun, although the map is pretty big, so it can take quite a while to get anywhere, but that is pretty realistic. I very distinctly remember the sprite used for the stars while sleeping. It was particle firework, including Unity Standard Assets Pack. Yes. Used it so many times myself. Giving me the Aurora Wager vibes. Yeah, except this isn't procedurally generated. It's a specifically pre-made map. Further east than the chronometer. Well, it depends on your latitude. Yeah. That's the stream name, yes. Right. So hold on, what's that? That's tobacco. I do not want tobacco. That's water. I mean, we've got plenty of water. We didn't even break open our second barrel. Coconut wine. Rum. No. Goat cheese. That costs 105 alanks, which is the ones we've currently got. We've got 113 of these to spend. So we could buy another box of food, although we've still got quite a bit left. So maybe that's not that necessary. We can buy we can buy shelves and bookshelves for decorating and beds and stuff for decorating our larger vessels, but I don't really think we've got the space for it on our current one. Yeah, so goat cheese is 105. Buy more lanterns, lantern candles. Used for cutting food into slices. Big pot. Oil for the oil lamps. Lantern candles. Mugs. Fishing gear. Here we go. This is the ocean map. So you can see that way in the bottom left corner, the chains of islands there. You can see how close they're all together. Well, that is the entirety of the first of the map that we've got. Here, the first one. Hello, Jamie. Welcome. So you can see how vast the distances between the different maps are. And there are all sorts of trade winds and stuff being simulated there as well. Navigation manual. Huh. North Star. Ooh, that sounds good. How much is that? 27. Well, I mean, I want to... Ooh, a spyglass, that's expensive. All this stuff is expensive. I think I would like to purchase some food and then maybe also purchase the navigation guide. Thank you, though. Sorry, did I miss something? Oh yeah, I missed something. It's a hot air balloon simulator, yes. Solar noon would vary with the chronometer, but if you used sunset or sunrise, that would be deceptive unless you control for latitude changes. True, that is true. I was more so giving an example construction in my head for the idea. Big open world game in a hot air balloon. I'll DM you a video. Nice. Yeah, you saw that. Hey, it's gonna be that one. Nice. Other animals in this game? Not living ones, I don't think. You can fish. Like NPC ones? I don't think so. We're all animals here. True. I meant other ones. Right, so what is this? I can buy tuna. I'd like to, do they offer bread? Grain. They do offer bread. Can I just buy a... Huh. Is there a way... I can probably make bread from grain. But... Oh, dates. Okay, so I'm gonna buy a box of dates. And that's extra provisions. I want to transfer them into my food supply box as best I can, because if I can open, yes. Then, because if I can fill that as... If I can empty this one... Oh, hold on, I need to put it in my inventory first. Hold on. Yeah, if I can empty that, then I can have more space for other stuff. Actually, I can probably just eat some of this now, because I will need to. Anyway. Okay, now I'm going to transfer them. Which does seem a little bit tedious. But if it saves space, then maybe I should get the inventory tweaks mod for this. Like, this makes chests in Minecraft seem really streamlined in comparison. Hold on. Yeah, so once I've transferred those, then I'll see about getting the training manual and then seeing how much we've got left. I'll reach out in a moment once I've transferred these things. Also, I would like to fully stock up on food and water from the shops before we depart, because there's no real sense in using the supplies if I'm just going to need to buy more anyway. Also, I think that this fits in very nicely. So now the question is, what to do with this box. Does anyone know if I can sell these boxes or not? Can I? No, I can't sell them at the cargo place. Can I bring them to a trader and can I sell them here? Maybe? Pick up. Ah, yes, sell. Sell for 4. Nice. Now, speaking of stuff, how much is the water? 3. Okay, well, I'm gonna buy that, and then I'm gonna drink that. And then I'm gonna sell that because I'm not gonna need that anymore. So, where was the... Oh, right, the maps guy was over here. How much money have we got left? 30. Well, that costs 27, so that's pretty much all we can have. But it'll make for some nice reading, so I'm going to purchase it. There we go. Now, time to... Actually, if I do escape, I'm not sure if the game pauses if I press escape or not. Actually, that's a good test. If I put the sun... If I put the mouse pointer just in the middle of the sun, like that, and I press escape, well, I should be able to see if the sun's moved at all while I'm in the menu. Right, so chat. I think that exists, though I might be thinking of different fruit. Oh, date bread, right. Oh god, sorry, before that. Gosh, imagine that that bread with dates. Oh no, that sounds interesting too, yes. I think that exists, I might be thinking of different fruit. Most likely does something somewhere in the world. Yeah, I mean, banana bread is a thing. Just like I'm sure that somewhere in the world, a dish containing chocolate and curry likely exists too, somewhere. Similar to Garden of the Seas inventory system. Garden of the Seas? I've never heard of that. Alright, but it's in VR, so it's quicker. With the bubbles. 2 hands. I remember you mentioning that. And chests. Ew, hope not. You say ew, though I'm sure that if we had all grown up eating food like that, including both chocolate and curry, we'd find it very normal indeed. Just depends on what you're used to, I guess. Not that it matters, really, but still. A banana and date bread. And there's a link to the game. Let's have a look. That is... Oh, right. Is that the game with the little dragon that caused you so much emotion? Chocolate is a very common curry ingredient. What do you know about? Oh, right. I totally knew that. Dark chocolate specifically adds bitterness. Yeah, especially if you don't expect it to be in there and you've just paid £200 for a curry and then you find that in there. Yes, that dragon. See? My little baby. Bitterness eyes. See, I remember stuff. Also, the sun does not appear to have moved, so pressing escape, I do believe, does pause the game unless it just didn't. Hold on, 1 second. There's a little... There we go. There's a little tiny spider. There we go. It's just abseiling down in front of my screen, so that was a little distracting. So I took it and I transported it onto the floor via breath attack. Right, so missions. Actually, no, first. Hold on, escape. Let's have a look. So the wind is blowing in that direction, which is still east. Now, I don't think we've got anything further east than us at the moment. Days are 24 hours, unless that one sailor presses escape. Damn him! Yes. I don't think we've got anything further east. Have a look at them. Well, actually, that is southeast. So that's probably good. So that's Albacore Town. My circadian rhythm is in ruins. Yes. What about your cycad rhythm? So yeah, let's get that. So green tobacco. Yeah, so we'll go to Albacore Town next. So get that. Oh, there's another one. 1 second. Okay. Right, so green tobacco. We'll go back here. Now let's see what other stuff is going to Albacore Town. Blue tobacco. Okay. I don't want to completely bury the food chest. Well, food crate. Yeah, turn that way. Well, actually, no. Turn that this way and then turn it that way. Nah, they're good enough. Right, now let's just quickly double check if there is a... Can we accept another thing? No, okay. In which case, we should probably depart. And then I need to rest because my character is very, very sleepy. Right, so now if I walk against the... Oop, not like that. I need to actually walk against a flat surface. So can I walk against here? Yep, I think so. Nope. Hold up. F. There we go. If I turn the wheel all the way to the right and lock that, then it's already going even though the sail's not even been lowered yet. Right, there we go. We are departing. Now we need to head... Well, that went... Okay. So we head pretty much exactly in this direction for ages. Because we are now heading directly southeast, and Albacore town is pretty much directly southeast. And the wind direction... Yeah, the wind direction is okay, but I need to turn the sail a bit. To catch it. There we go. Right. That seems safe, except for the sandbank. Let's go around the sandbank, shall we? I'll rechat in a moment once my character's sleeping. Okay, so let's make sure we're going in the correct direction, which is southeast, so we need to turn to starboard a little bit. So pretty much in this direction, I think. Are we gonna... Ooh, that's weird glitchiness over there. I think that's just weird glitchiness because of the waves. I don't think that that's because of sand. Right? Also, this should be floating free. Yeah, okay. Well, I say that. Hold on. Sure. Right, let's go to sleep before my character faints or something. Right, chat. Kang says, though I've got to say, I've never eaten a curry-themed dish and thought, you know what, this needs a touch of bitterness. But of course that is just me. It's a cooking dish thing. Gotcha. SW says, speaking of food, bear back, I'ma make some myself. Nice. Snackaroo. Slightly non sequitur, but something I've eaten a good couple times many years ago are tamarillo fruit. They've got an excellent sweet, sourish taste to them and are brilliant on bread with almond butter. I think that is the fruit that the original name for tomato comes from. If I think I read some or heard something about that. Like I think that there's something about the name tomato and the original name of that fruit, I think. But that could... If you couldn't tell, I'm not entirely sure about that. Tricky to get a hold of, as there aren't many digital European stores that sell them, but great when you can. American pronunciation share is... No, I did pronounce it American. I did! No. Wait, wasn't that tomatillo, though? Oh, maybe it was. Tomato. Oh, right. Right, so... What's our current course heading? Southeast. The question is, Can anyone see any sort of island? I don't think so. We've gone a bit a ways away, but not far enough that we would have passed them. I think we're probably just about there. Well, there. So I think we're maybe halfway there. We could sleep somewhere, and I think we are gonna, but I'm gonna raise the sail first, because I don't want to accidentally miss these islands. There we go. This boat does also have an anchor, so maybe we should use that. So, release. There we go. I heard the anchor. So let's sleep a little bit more, and then hopefully during the day we can see the islands a little bit better. That's an American talking about his toe. Get out of bed. That is still nighttime, I think. I'm pretty sure that it's... I've got my brightness all the way up, but I can't see anything out there. Okay, well, in that case... actually, I should be looking in this direction, because the ship's turned around because of the anchor, which does mean that it's a good thing we have the anchor. Can we rest a bit more? Maybe. You also have to pronounce tornado. Tornado, yeah. Never heard of that before. Oh, day, yes, day, good. Hold on, escape, 1 second. But that's brilliant. You don't. Gotta remember that. Shameful. And get a nice rolling arr. For sure. Bear back a second, okay. Especially when a tornado is coming right at you, correct pronunciation could mean the difference between life and death. If you pronounce it correctly, it might just spare you. However, Sharnado, pronunciation on your own. Sharknado. Yep. In fact, maybe that's why tornadoes exist in the first place. It just gets gradually annoyed and angered by random people pronouncing it wrong. When talking about tornadoes, when enough people get it wrong, they get summoned. Of course. Right, daytime. Wait, are we underway? Hold up. No, it's just illusory under the wayness. Pull. Ah, now I can see an island on the left there. Okay, that's all the way pulled. Now, which way is the wind blowing? The wind is blowing in the direction we need. So now let's lower the sail. And turn in the direction we need. That on the left there is the island, I believe, that we're heading to. Yep. Just southeast of us, so pretty much in this direction. Now this sail is... actually, it's turned pretty much optimally already. And I need to consume water. There we go. Fill that. Drink a little bit more. Fill that again. Now it's time to eat. And of course certain foods have different nutritional values than others. So if I just open... Open. Open. Why won't it open? Oh, does it count this as being on top of it or something? Open? Why will the crate not open? I'm pressing R, right click? Nope. Maybe if I pick up the crate and move it back here. Open. That is concerning. That might be a bug. I might need to save and load if I can't get that open. However, we need to head slightly to starboard. Also, I want to come in on the right side of the island a little bit, so that I've got the wind coming in the correct direction to actually land. So, right, time for a bit of reading. Basics of navigation for sailors. Compass, the North Star. Quadrant, sun compass. Chronometer, chrono compass. I believe it. No, pity. Right. Compass, the most basic of navigation instruments. The compass rotates to align with the cardinal directions of the world. North, south, east, and west. Although the thing is, people were navigating by the stars and the other celestial bodies way before compasses were a thing, and some people still don't use compasses because they've not invented them and they still navigate. So you can also use the sun to find the cardinal directions. The sun always rises exactly in the east and exactly in the west, sets exactly in the west, and reaches its higher point in the sky, the local noon, exactly in the south. The North Star. The North Star is a star located exactly north, at a fixed point in the sky around which all other stars rotate. It is useful not only for finding the north direction, but also your current latitude, north-south. Yes. See, I was right. Latitude are the lines that go from north to south. The angle between the North Star and the horizon is your current latitude. Unlike the sun, the North Star stays in the same angle throughout the night, so you can measure your latitude at any time. North Star stays at the fixed point in the sky while other stars rotate around it, yes. North Star. Quadrant. The quadrant is a simple device for measuring angles between celestial bodies and the horizon. Point the quadrant at an object in the sky while holding it parallel with your line of sight. Once aligned, activate. Once aligned, activate the item to lock the indicator in place and observe the measured angle. If you measure the North Star this way, the angle will be equal to your current latitude, north-south. You can also measure the sun at noon and subtract the reading from 90 degrees to find your latitude, pointing the quadrant at the North Star to get a reading of latitude 31. What? Oh, the images, right. Before we get to the sun compass, let's have a look at how we're doing. We are getting quite close, which is good. Maybe I can read the sun compass one. The sun compass can be used to determine your current latitude, north-south, by measuring the length of the shadow cast by the sun. Keep the compass level and wait until it stops rotating. The shadow of the needle on the face of the compass will point to your current latitude. Sun compass indicating attitude 31. Wait, so keep it level and wait until it stops rotating. Interesting. Does that have to be measured at a particular time of day, maybe? I don't know. Right before that. Back. Maybe, says Emichu. Kango says, maybe it, for some reason, thinks you still have another HUD active and thus isn't able to display the crate UI. Oh no, it's just like trains, it is. My seashell necklace that I got a few years back at the Yoho Festival unclasped and fell off yesterday. Thankfully, I noticed. So we've now changed the original 1960s clasp with a new modern-day lobster claw style one. Much better. Oh no, a rogue wave, look. The sun always rises exactly in the east and sets exactly in the west. I mean, yes, because this is technically a flat world where the celestial bodies, some of them, yeah, they rotate depending on where you are, but not really all. That's how this works, yes. So glad you noticed. Did it happen at home? Knew at an appointment. Was sitting down, which was how I realized. Oh, right. Fiddling with it, and then poof, gone. Yep. Right, so I can see the dock in the middle. I need to come in there, and then we can dock. Filling, yes. Good that it happened when. Oh, where was I? When you saw. I know, right? Stop. If it had happened at all. Nearly done. Right. See you soon. I need to turn starboard. Toast? Or pot noodles? Nom nom. Maybe it's banana curry. At sea, noon will be defined by the highest position of the sun, but noontime position does change somewhat during the year. Analema, a word I can never remember. I mean, I have no idea what that was. For a second I thought the shadow was a giant ray or something. But no, just my shadow. Okay. See, this is where it gets a little tricky. Because I gotta raise this up. Just so like that. This would be easier in multiplayer. Right, and then if I just grab this thingy and then put it on there. There we go, that's already stopped the ship, well, the boat, and connect that there. Right, good. Now I'll unload and then I will resume reading chat. It would be nice if it told you how much money you're earning as you deliver the stuff. There we go. How much have we got now? 79. Okay, I mean that was a pretty nice little trip. Let's see if I can open the food container now. No. Come on, why not? Okay, I think I will... Yep. Let's see what they've got for sale. Don't think they've got much for sale. Pretty sandy place. Yeah, and then I'll try to reload the game and see if that fixes it. Okay, they've got water, which we've got plenty of, and they've got fish. And a swing. Yes, I know it's not a swing. So, all in all, not exactly the commercial trading hub that Big Rock Island is, but I suppose in an emergency you can get some stuff. Okay, so I'll pause here and then I'll read chat. Right, now where was I? Right. Wow. Flat Earth believer? Gasp. See, that's the issue. You have to have belief in order to think that is true. So, yeah. Right, Kang says, I knew those existed, but I never knew the word for it. Let's have a look. What does that mean? Oh, right. I see. Very interesting. Bread-based, yes. A bagel. Banana bagel? Nope. Oh, alright. Now, I can't behind pot noodles. Texture firmly disagrees with my mouth. In astronomy, an anilama, from ancient Greek, whatever that is a diagram showing the position of the sun in the sky as seen from a fixed location on Earth, the same mean solar time over the course of a year. Interesting. Oh, would it be fun if this game had multiplayer support? Yes, it would be. I mean, some other game, like, oh no, like Sea of Thieves, for example, has it, or Pulsar Lost Colony, or stuff like that. But, of course, those games focus on action and combat and that sort of stuff. Yeah. That also applies to Transport Fever 3, which was announced today. Yes, I'm really excited for that. Check Discord when you can go. They released a Lulu figure design. Oh, right. Will do after... Hold on. After the stream. Can't right now, I'm afraid. The analema is not a straight line north-south, and because of orbital eccentricity. This orbit is non-circular. Yes. Yeah, let's see what they have for sale. Peepin' Tom right there. How'd you know his name? Are you involved with that guy? The guy just staring into the window. Kick his ankles in. I think that's Greg. To get even more nerdy, the position of the North Star also changes very gradually due to the wobbling of the Earth's axis over thousands of years, but enough to affect navigation, probably, but not enough to affect navigation, meaning paper star charts usually note epoch and decades. Oh, right, but enough. No, it does, yeah. Interesting. Also, the stars themselves actually move through space, so... But it would vary from that as well. So, is the objective in this game to just explore, or is there a more specific place to get to? Well, the objective is to deliver cargo from place to place, to afford to buy food and water, and extra navigation gear, and things like lanterns and a little bit of furniture, and also to buy new ships, bigger ships. Ships that can hold a lot more cargo, that you can then leave your little local archipelago and travel across the open ocean to other archipelagos which have other ship designs, like large and small ship designs. Like the one of them, the emerald thingy, that's the technical term, yes, has the sort of junker Asian inspired ones, and then the other one has the more European ones, whereas these ones that we've currently got are the more Mediterranean ship designs. So yeah, and then you get those, and that's pretty much it at the moment. But the game is still in development and it's being updated, so more stuff is being added. Oh, I never knew epochs were noted. Can't get behind pot noodle, sorry. They can get behind you. Jaws theme. Dun 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 dun. Sea of Thieves, no, it's good. It's got good delivery system. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of stuff that I do like about Sea of Thieves. I like that they've got the music system where you can play the different songs. I like how they've done a lot of the weather systems and the shading and a lot of different things. But some aspects of it I would just find unenjoyable and or annoying. Funny, I didn't even notice the typo before I corrected it. I did. I think you can make private service, so you don't have to deal with, well, other pirates. I don't know about that. Alright, so do you just plunder left behind treasure chests or X? I think you fight the undead for them. If we're suggesting other games, there is that one I sent you a video of, Blueprints. Yes, and I have briefly looked at it, and it does look interesting, though. It's pretty expensive. But yeah, it does look interesting. It is on my LiDAR. If you don't attack enemy pirates, like, is that possible? I do think, like, you get treasures from islands, but then I think you've got to fight the skeletons to the undead who want to protect their long lost treasure. And by long lost I mean the opposite, because they literally guard it even into their undeath. So from their point of view, it is not lost until you steal it from them. There's an official delivery thingy. Got a proper name, but I can't remember it. I'm not sure what you mean. Markimu just played it? Seems fun, but need to go in blind. Yeah, I only looked a little bit at it, just to get a vague idea of what the concept of the game is. I didn't look at details. Is ambient occlusion supposed to be off? Yes, for performance. I mean, I can probably turn on, but I'd rather just have it be smoother. The stellar motions from Earth are small enough to not affect navigation. Oh, not. While precession of the equinoxes, the movement of the North Star, was noted in ancient times, it wasn't until Halley noted the random motion of stars since Hipparchus that proper motion in the own motion of the stars was recognized. Yes. Gonna check how much it is. I'm gonna look it up a couple minutes or whatever. I think it was something like £40 or something when I looked it up, but I could be mistaken. A cargo run is a type of voyage issued by the Merchant Alliance that sends crews to retrieve and deliver cargo crates. Gotcha. And cargo run is Kangafango? Me chasing him with a knife. You mean both of us chasing him? Shared eyes. What? Kango dashes off like a Hanna-Barbera character. You don't need to do combat. You sound like a ghost. You don't need to do combat. Stop. Anyway, Vanilla theme intensifies. Well, let's have a look at what sort of... Okay, well, wind direction first of all. I think the wind hasn't really turned much in recent times. I think it's... Hold on. It's going... Actually, it's going east by northeast, so in that direction. Let's have a look if there's any missions. Right, so the wind direction is going basically up that way, which means this is the opposite direction of where we need to go. I think our best bet is to go back to Gold Rock City. Yeah, because this is going literally against, like, directly against the wind, like in that direction. So, yeah, I think Gold Rock City is probably our best bet, even though it'll be a bit slow. But oh well. Yeah, let's do that. It's pretty much our only choice anyway. So, dates. Wait a minute. Jamie, look! I got 4 dates all at once. Oh no, I got them all at once. Right, I will read chat once I've finished the loading business, and then I will relaunch the game to see if that fixes the food access bug. If it does not, then I'll have to buy some more food here. Okay, drop that, and then let's see if we've got some more stuff, because there were definitely some more deliveries that needed to go to Gold Rock City. Seafood, that's 4 more mail. I'm gonna get the mail because that is only very slightly less money per mile, and it's only 1 item instead of 4, so that is space-wise much more efficient. Now let's see if it's got if I can get another one now. Ooh, I can. They will allow me to get another order at the same time. Okay, well in that case, let's get the seafood to Gold Rock City as well. Right, so just line that up. By line that up, I mean completely do it the wrong way. Hold on. Good enough. I really hope that I can access the food container. That seems a bit precarious. Let's drop that there. Right, so I will now quit game and relaunch, and then progress will be saved. Okay, quit. I'll relaunch and then I will reach out. Oops, sorry about that. Gonna mark the chat message that I was at so I don't lose it. Okay, let's make sure that it kept... Oh, right, it kept its settings. Nice. Now, continue. Yes. Now, can I open? Yes. Good. Good. Eat this, and then we're off. Although I do need to drop some... I need to drop this. That's not exactly where I wanted it, but... it's fine. Because I need the lantern for this bit. Now, which way do we need to go? We need to head northwest. The wind is still blowing a tiny little bit north, from east. In which case, we need to head out there, turn left, and then go up back there. Okay. So, time to clear the moorings. Oh, I need to actually drop from here. Okay. Need to set this a little bit to the right. Ooh, it's creaking. That seems a little bit foreboding. Now we need to drop the sail. Also, I think we need to do a little bit more starboard to avoid the rocks. Maybe the boat creaks more if it's more loaded. Oh, we're really close to the sandbanks there. Although it is nice to have the full moon out at night. You can see so much. Okay, now let's see about the wind. There we go. So we need to head a little bit more than perpendicular to the wind, which should be no issue. Actually, until we get there, let's have a little look where exactly... Okay, north is exactly in this direction. So one of those stars is the North Star. Maybe that one. I think that one's probably in the North Star. Right, we could use a little bit more water. But let's change our course heading first. Not that I can... Actually, if I turn my brightness all the way up, I can see Big Rock Island in the distance. Okay, just like that. And now I need to pull that in. Like that. There we go. And we're underway. That's nice. Right, so I will refresh myself, and then I'll read chat, and then I'll probably go to bed in game. And I need to actually turn off the light for that, because I don't want to use it up unnecessarily. Also, do need to grab a little bit more food. And actually, let's grab some of the dates. Not the ones I was supposed to be delivering, the ones that I bought with my own money. Yes, I bought the dates with my own money. It's it was necessary to sate my hunger. Yes. Right, so while we sail in vaguely the right direction, I will leave the camera angle like that so you can track the movement of the island. Well, technically the movement of the boat, but you know what I mean. While I read chat. But yeah, that's interesting. I thought that in Sea of Thieves, I mean, maybe they added it in a later update, but everything that I saw from it was pretty heavily combat focused. But if that changed, if there are game modes where you can just explore and discover stuff and bring cargo to places, then that's interesting. The wind never changes its mind. No. £40? It says £25 on Steam at the moment. Though I'm not sure how that translates to other currencies. Either I might have been confusing it with a different game, or maybe I was viewing it in euros. Gasp! You hussy. I was just gonna say cheater, not be nearly as harsh. Hussy, you get around. Cheater, you evil heartbreaking sods. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a hussy. Although, I wouldn't be a cheater because all four of them turned up at the same time. I was just as surprised as you all are. So cheaters were, in my opinion. Yeah, of course. Fuel barrels. Source. Gale Rock City. Destination. Gale Rock Lighthouse. Yeah. There's a game I really want. That's £50. Oof. Should I go for it? I would say it depends on two factors. No, not two-factor authentication. The first factor is look up like Steam sale trends, because if like Steam sales tend to be in the same sort of frequency each year. So if there's a Steam sale that's not too far away, then maybe wait and see if it's on sale for that. The other factor is how much time you have to play games. Because for me, at the moment, I'm really, really busy. I've got so much work to do that I play when I live stream, but other than that, I don't really have time to play video games. So I wouldn't make that purchase for that amount if I'm not going to have that much time to put in it anyway at the moment. Plus, that gives you more time for it to maybe go on sale. Or maybe you can see if you can find a Steam key on a website that you can buy. Because those are legitimate. That's a legitimate strategy where developers either give away or sell very cheaply Steam keys to get more traction for their games. So you can find several sites. So you might be able to find a cheaper Steam key of the game. So that's my input on that question. Can't make the decision, I'm afraid. Why are you afraid? Mr. W says, depends if you class going on multiple dates at once as cheating. And if it's see if you like this person date, or going out with the person you're already with date. And I've heard the term used for both. What's the game? Fantasy Life I. The girl who steals time. That sounds like a... That sounds like an anime game. Although maybe I'm just remembering the film called The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Looks super duper my kind of game. If you think you'll get many hours of enjoyment out of it, so it's worth it, I'd say yes. And of course I've lost the position again. Hold on. Why does it always skip around? Right. I never heard of it, so I can't give an opinion. But yeah, maybe Galerock City would be Galemouth or something. Maybe I'll treat myself to it once I've finished this assignment. Motivation. Emichu, is £50 its current price, or is it on sale? Current price. If you're unsure, I'd recommend waiting for a sale. Yeah, it's the reward at the end. It's a brand new game, so props won't go on sale for a long time. Because then if you don't love it... Well, if it's a new game, then there might be promotional Steam keys for sale, like on websites that are cheaper. Brand new game... Right, already read that. Because then if you don't love it, you've not wasted as much money as you would have normally. Devil on my shoulder, love it. Lil Imp. You should design an imp sona. I should. Patience is a virtue, and you might kick yourself more if you don't like it. 2 hours grace period, true. Sorry, but Kango Imp has convinced me. Okay. Currently, the butter sands from my Galerock concept art are the closest to that. Gabblerock, sorry. Small little pets. Not gonna pee overboard again? No. Plus I've got a different container other than the mug. Chuckle softly. Give me a little present to the fishies. Don't forget the perils of a lee shore. Not sure. Don't think I'd want to sleep with you after that. The fishies. I was gonna say num num, but shudder. Shudder is right. Also, Kangafango, I started a new HH fic last night. Had over 400 likes, kudos. And it was terrible. Great concept, but the writing was abysmal. Well, I mean, if it takes place in hell, in the abyss, then surely that's what you would want? No? A 12-year-old would have better grammar. Oh, grammar, I see. Are you quite near the equator? I have no idea. I'm in the bottom left corner of the map. So the same joke. I just put it cruder because I'm no coward. Shadows is gonna have fun with all this chat. Yeah, I've got something to read other than the navigation guide thingy. Oh right, I see. Maybe Blitzo influenced the spelling skills. Blitzo. You bought your dates. Double Aussie. Abort. With naught but care and gratitude. No. With specifically Alang Lions. Left to. Oh, right. Hello, Eagle. Welcome. Hello. I have been called over. Oh, have you? By who? My message came through then. Oh, I see. Eagle, hussy. Nice to see you, Eagle. Hello. Paradise Games Radar. Furthermore, cowards, that is, players on private servers, won't have access to the more competitive features and advanced aims of the game, unless they switch over to the high seas. Nonetheless, you'll be able to set sail with up to 3 other crewmates in private service when they arrive at an unspecified point in Season 10. Okay, a couple questions. So, first thing is, to me that only sounds like you wouldn't encounter other players who might be hostile, since it's a private server. I'll sleep in a bit, don't worry. And what do they mean by high seas? Unless they switch over to high seas, I'm not sure what that means. Also, what do they mean by Season 10? Unspecified point in Season 10. That doesn't say anything about, like, fighting the hordes of the undead or anything like that. Does it specifically refer to other players only? Also, I do need to turn slightly more this way. I'll pull the sail in a little bit more. And then I've got to rest. And since the Big Rock City is really hard to miss, I should be fine to crash into it. No, I mean to find it even after I sleep. Well then, in Season 10, Sea of Thieves introduced a feature called Safer Seas. Safer Seas is a private mode where players can play solo or with their friends without random crews. Okay, right, so it refers to other players then, exclusively. What are we talking about? Oh, right, huh. I had no idea that was a thing. Sea of Thieves. And it skipped down again, 1 second. Ooh, nice, daytime. What's the... Okay, I've got a... What's the wind like? The wind is... The wind is... Well, we do kind of need to go exactly in the direction that the wind is pointing. So if we have a look at the map, we're coming in... I think it might be good if we went around the north of the Gold Rock City and then came in from the west. I think that might be best. Haven't you? Oh right, I had no idea that was the thing. Sea of Thieves. Is Season 10 a recent edition? I have no idea. Latest update or whatever? Gonna game recommendations for the lad. Whatever. 2023. Oh, See, 2023 still sounds like it's a year in the future. Sea of Thieves. It was fun back in the day. Haven't played it for like 2 years now. Could be interesting to play again. I had a rather capable crew. I'd be super up for a Sea of Thieves co-op stream. It was a torture to get it linked with the Microsoft and Xbox account requirements. Oh. But when it worked, it was fun. Shush! Don't dissuade them. What do you mean, shush? It was terrible and took me a whole day to get working. Shush, Eagle! Well... I mean, the idea of having playing in a multiplayer game where you can just explore the seas and discover islands and find treasures and stuff like that, that does sound like a really fun time. If it's just a chill, non-combative experience. Not to worry, that comment did not affect my judgment. No, I had an idea for a D&D campaign, but it's gone now. Well, was it about navigating the open seas using... Imagine, like, you make the players get the open sea navigation toolkit stuff, and then it's like, okay, well, I use the thing, can I navigate now? It's like, Well, okay, so you use the thing and you see the star is over there in that vague direction, points in that direction. It's like, oh, okay, what direction? What direction is that? Well, you get the compass out and the ship is swaying a little bit, but the compass points in sort of this direction. And then you make the players try and figure it out like that. That would be funny for the first couple minutes, but then if you actually expect them to navigate like that, then it would very quickly get very annoying. Would Defo be worth looking into? See if they use. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. When thoughts leave your head before you have the chance to write them down. As for other games, Roadcraft is not worth it. Oh? Wait, Roadcraft, was that the Spin Tires-esque game, or... The name sounds familiar, but I can't really place it much. Although maybe I should tack in, because if I'm gonna go up and around the north, then I'm gonna have to go... Yeah, well, then I'm gonna have to go west anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I go west up here or go west down there. So I might as well just turn and tack in. That makes more sense. Imsona, as in drawing myself as an imp, or just me designing a random imp character. I'm guessing the former. Muting you for a second. No! No! I refuse. Shadowstay, I just need to think and try to remember that sorting campaign. Well, for me. Good luck. Alright, not sure how fun that would be for me. Drawing myself and, well. Let's turn a little bit to port. Not sure. It helps improve art, not gonna lie. As you can tell where to improve. Though I've never tried drawing actual people before, neither realistic and the text jumped again. Neither realistic nor cartoonified. Not really, anyway. High Seas open service. Oh. Season 10 onwards, so now. NPCs will spawn, so sure, but you can easily avoid them. Like, embarrassingly easy. Maybe that does sound like fun then. Although I don't even know if the game would be available for Mac, or if it isn't, if it would be compatible with a VM or GeForce Now or something like that. Wasted Tries says, and I quote his quote, "A lee shore is one of the everyday dangers of a sailor, and skippers should always be aware of the presence of a lee shore." I might have read that slightly wrong, but I get the gist. Recognizing a lee shore and taking early addition to avoid it is a skill every sailor should possess. Is that about the sandbanks or something? There was a youth theatre game once where everybody was paired up and had to look at the other person for like 10 seconds, and then draw them on paper with eyes closed, which I took part in back in 2019 or so. But other than that, I've not really ever tried drawing real people. Yeah, you only draw the ones in your head. Alright, gotcha, 2023. Sorry, I missed that before. Oh gosh, drawing. Haven't done that in ages. It's fun! Drawing is fun. Oh, thanks for banning the bot. I remembered, so to actually note some down. Yeah, I remember to actually note some down, but I don't think any of those were the one I actually got. I actually forgot in the moment. But shoot inside. Yep, bye-bye. Thanks, Kango. No worries, mate. Same. I need to... Well... Yeah, let's turn a bit. And then let's head this way. Not that far. That far. Yeah, that's good. Oh yes, love drawing a lot. Since 2017, I've got 13 A5 pads full of drawings. Just started filling the 14th. Mostly vehicle drawings, some own characters too, as well as concept art for my games I started. Right, I see. Yes, the new Spindle style game. What's so bad about it? And is it stuff that is like core to the game, or is it stuff that they might fix and improve upon in updates? Because like nowadays, a lot of games launch with really bad features or systems and stuff that then later get patched. Since 2010, my digital art folder contains 2,933 files. Shadows, Roadcraft is the newest installment of the Miscellaneous Modern Spinters franchise. Oh, features tracked vehicles and they let you unload sand and dynamically build asphalt roads. Mend bridges, all of that. There's also a... So I need to turn slightly to starboard. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn slightly more to starboard. Just sort of there. I'm gonna let go of the wheel. Just so it'll stick straight. There's also a management side to it where you can make waypoints on a map and send vehicles going along that. I read that as meat bridges and was very confused. You. Vehicles don't have damage and fuel meters in Roadcraft unlike previous installments. Well, that's a lot. Sorry, that's 14 A5 pads. I've just on my 15th. Forgot there was number 0. No fuel, no damage, no advanced gearbox, no day-night cycle, no vehicle lights. Water and terrain physics are worse than the 2013 game. The vehicle physics are the worst yet, to be honest. If you are used to the classic Spindle style gameplay, you won't like this new game at all. Okay, so if you compare it, then you much prefer the other one, especially if that's what you're used to. But if you look at it as a standalone game, without comparing it, then is it any better, or is it even on its own just a bad game? What do you think? Just checked GG deals. Nope, still £50. I think Kinguine was another one that has some Steam keys and stuff like that. Like there are multiple sites. I've made a table file for all the drawings in those A5 pads as well as when I drew them, and I did start scanning them in, but I still need to probably crop them and reduce the resolution and all that. Plus there's so many I haven't scanned in. But oh well. Well, I mentioned the perils of a lee shore as you were passing the sandbank. Yeah, but chat-wise I'm a bit behind. In general, like most people, your instinct is to look, or set the camera to look more into the wind and ignore what is to the lee of you, possibly till it's too late. What do you mean by lee? Like, I'm not sure what that word means in this context. There we go. They mentioned technical reasons for the lack of basic features each game has had since 2013, which I honestly call BS. What kind of technical reasons could you have to remove day-night cycle? Yeah, that's probably properly bizarre. Also, I'm heading in the... Is that the... I'm not sure if there's actually... Hold on. No, that is a bay. That is not the inlet. Hold on. I need to go further south. I need to go to the left of that middle rock. Also, I need to With all this talking, my mouth's a little dry, so I need to drink some stuff. By stuff, I mean whatever's in this barrel that claims to be water. Right, and I'll also eat some dates. I really hope that we can land, well, dock before my character needs to sleep again. Oh, right, more text. Much more text. G2A exists too. I think that's still around, not sure. I'm not sure what you mean, G2A. On its own, it feels like an underdeveloped demo of SnowRunner. That's also comparing to SnowRunner though. Me and Hans refunded the game not even an hour into gameplay. Yeah, and people already considered SnowRunner as being worse than the previous game, so you can imagine. Yeah. Would the new gameplay that Roadcraft offers be fun if you didn't compare it to the existing games? Windward and Leeward are the opposites. Oh, right. So, wait, Windward is the direction the wind is blowing from, and Leeward is the direction the wind is blowing into, right? Alright. And Expeditions, a modern game? Did you ever try that? If you don't know anything about previous games, you will enjoy it. Oh right, I see. I never played Expeditions as that style did not interest me in Splinter Cell Runner. Hold up. I've only just noticed the lack of facecam. Yeah, not feeling it tonight. That was intentional asked at the start. Oh yeah, I was wondering what was missing. I gathered otherwise I'd be on by now. It'd be on by now. Yes. Oop. Kangaroo says, Eagle, would have been so nice if the original Splinter Cell had gotten more of its Kickstarter stretch goals and had received tracked vehicle support, may even showed off a brilliant Bat-M model, mecha support, but alas, something feels off. Yeah, gotcha. Don't use G2A. Majority of the keys are stolen and can be revoked at any time. G2A price 40, not much difference. He hasn't put his face on tonight. Yep. Yeah, it's in the drawer. No. There's a bit of a tougher approach. Than I'd hoped for. Well, my character does need to rest. So maybe if I rest, the wind will have shifted by the time I wake up. Although actually, I will go for a. It's just such slow progress, and my character does need to rest. Okay, so I am gonna raise the sail and drop the anchor, and then I'm gonna rest. So release that until I hear it. Okay, that's all the way out, and I still haven't heard it. Weird. Okay, and rest, which is unfortunate that I've got to rest through the day, but oh well. Would be great if Madrona got a quality of life update for its 10th anniversary, possibly with improved multiplayer synchronization. Guest time hotel. Also field track vehicle support. Yes, guest time hotel, but probably not. But it's probably improbable. All right. Doubt they will return to Mudrunner or SnowRunner, to be honest. By 2027 there will be a new game. Bet. They did do Mudrunner VR though, probably. Yeah. Yes, and you have rarely turned the camera to the leeward. It's natural. You want to see where you're going, and also the view is less obstructed by the sail when looking windward. But hold on. I don't know if the wind's changed at all. We need to get going again. Now I heard the anchor. Sail. Other part of the sail. Okay, we're facing directly into the wind, so need to turn a little bit to starboard. Do you think I can make it between that sandbank and the beach? Or I should probably just go around the sandbank. Well, if I do that, then I won't be able to. Hold on. Need to find a place where I can kind of push myself against the ship a bit. Oop. Not that much. Maybe I need to turn more to the port first. At least it is very moony tonight. Right. But if you lose your way again, not the modern idiomatic expression, but you literally lose your way when the boat's forward motion ceases, then you blow to leeward. I see. It would be nice if they did improve Modern. Still, it's an anniversary. Yeah, you can certainly have the same sort of gameplay loop. Yeah. Non-Korean as a video. I'm chill with how long you want to stream. Oh, thunk. In the physics of this game, I haven't noticed much need to worry about sailing into the wind or wind changes resulting in losing way. If you sail into the wind, then you can. Well, then the boat will just stop, basically. As far as I know. I don't know if it'll be blown backwards. This is the Bat M, the vehicle. Look at how good this looks. Yeah, I know the concept art. Yeah. But if multiplayer, I need to focus a little bit more on this as well. Well, I guess my character could sleep a little bit more. Yeah, it would be better if I had more synchronization. Now that noise is your squeaking, your joint squeaking. Can't fool me. Yeah. All not a thing in previous games. Yeah. I did read those. I just want to catch up with chat and not read all out loud. I think I do need to try and turn to starboard. If I can get across the middle of it. Yes, there we go. There we go. Now we're headed the right way. Right, Yeah, moving and horn sound. Let's do it between sandbanks and beach. Will be fun. Nice and snug. Well, nah, I've already decided to go to the left of it. I'm very tired, gonna be off. Good night all. Good night, Mr. W. Thanks for coming. It was lovely having you in chat. Good night. Let's see. See you soon, hopefully. Is the sail properly translucent too against the moon and sun? At the moment it doesn't look like it against the moon, but I don't know about the sun. This is why they give you 10 days. Well, it's not 10 days, but why they give you a lot of time to get to the destination. Also, look at the little glowy dust particles in the water. I wonder if those are like algae blooms or something. Okay, gonna start turning a little bit to starboard. Although it is nice to be able to have three orders, like three cargo orders at the same time now. Here's the other Pinterest stuff by Alexander Borovs, by the way, for those interested. Proper cracking model and texture work, if you ask me. Oh yeah. Where's the tries? It says, another fun sailing idiom is by and large. Sailing by the wind is today called close hauled. In other words, close to sailing into the wind, but not quite. Large is sailing as close to downwind as possible. So effectively, they're somewhat the opposites. So most people, by and large, equates to under all conditions. Interesting. Yeah, I've only heard that used that term to mean mostly. But it's really interesting how many terms in the English language have maritime origins. Right, interesting indeed. Never knew it was a sailing idiom. Okay. Didn't realize that there was a key over here with a with a crane on it. I mean, we've kinda docked. Maybe I can get out and pull. I'll read that in a moment. Get that all up. Now, if I pick this up, can I jump on here? Yes. Now, can I pull the ship this way? Maybe. Nope, that was too far. But I might be able to attach it. Nope, don't go drifting off that way. Although, if you do go drifting off that way, then maybe if I lower the sail, I can get around that corner a little bit better. Maybe? A little bit? I thought that the key wall was just on the same depth as it is back here. Okay. Now, need to raise the sail. Pull. Okay. not as elegant as the other docking, but we got here. Okay, I'll get this stuff delivered, and then I'll read chat, and then I'm probably gonna end the stream. Because it is, yeah. Now there, you can pay this guy to unload cargo for you, I believe. However, I don't have that much money spare, so I'm not gonna do that. Right. Now I'm just gonna refill that a bit. And actually, no, the shops are closed. Well, I'm gonna have to sell this barrel and then probably buy another spare barrel of water. Maybe a little bit more food because I didn't buy any at the other place. And I do need to rest, so let's rest first. And then I'll read chat. Never knew, yes. And then there's also, of course, by and large, Pixar's Wall-E. Ah, and it's morning. How nice. No, that is a moon. Also, the other larger ship is still over here and available for purchase if you've got enough money, which I definitely do not. But it's here, so that's good. So I'll return to the boat, and then I will pause and read chat, and then we'll end the stream. Right. That looks quite cozy. Although it would look more cozy if the hammock wasn't hanging right above the waves on the back. Right, so isn't he drift? Youch. I love the click as you directly ram the key. Yes. Bloody hilarious. Everyone on the dock is doubled over laughing. Yeah. At night as well, no less. Giving the boat a headache. Kneeling over with laughter, one might say. Should install a headache rack. Yeah, look. And what a lovely morning. Maybe. I do know where that is from. You can't commandeer it. I don't think so. I think that you do have to buy it because this game is focused entirely on deliveries and earning money and buying stuff. So, yeah. Stunning, huge rock jutting out of the sea there. Island, whatever it is. I don't think so, without purchasing it. Keeling. Oh, right, yes, Keeling. Yes, I know what you mean. But yeah. Right, so, with that, I'm happy that the game is getting updates, and that was quite successful. At least in my opinion. Did 3 deliveries, right? Yeah, 3 deliveries. And we got back to Big Rock Island, so that next time we can do some shopping and see if we can buy some of the, other than the essentials, let's see if we can buy some of the measurement navigation tools, and maybe we can play around with those and see if we can figure out how to use those, and then, well, we'll see. So, Right. Thanks for the company. Best good night. Gonna write up and send a letter sometime next week. Oh, thank you. Good night, and don't forget the perils of the lee shore. Yes. Okay. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.